Hello, everybody. Welcome. All right. I'm gonna. No. No, I am not. I am not runway material at all. My name is Jason Hunt. I'm the editor of SciFiForMe.com. Welcome to Planet Comicon Day 2. Happy Pi Day. Or as we're calling it right now, May Day.
My mother died 4 months ago. I realized for the first time they wanted me to take my mother's place. So I sat down on the east, where things begin.
我代表了我们的妈妈，我带了她的希望。
You and your gang of murderers gathered your small ounce of courage to raid across the border for food, weapons, slave labor.
I know all your moves. I was S.H.I.E.L.D. Not all of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ming-Na Wen.
Good morning.
She is much more runway material than I am, if you want to take her off.
It's too early for that. This was a very spontaneous stopover from LA. So glad to be here.
Welcome. Now, is this your first time in Kansas City?
First time. Maybe my last. I'm kidding. I only have 4 hours of sleep, so I'm a little drunk.
Well, I'll keep up to speed with you then, because I've been doing 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning all week, so we're about the same speed right now.
Excellent.
Let me ask. Joy Luck Club
Yeah.
was the beginning of everything for you, in terms of notoriety and recognition and that kind of thing. I've noticed on the discussion boards and the comment threads and stuff, especially since Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came on, a lot of comments on, as you get older, you get hotter. And I say that word specifically because it does have a double meaning.
You mean like the hot flashes I'm getting? No.
Just give me a warning first, and I'll step back so I don't. Yeah, but not only in terms of physicality, and I know you have to keep in shape because of the show and all of the stunts, but also in terms of the popularity, in terms of Ming-Na Wen's fandom as opposed to Agent May's fandom, because now this has opened up a whole new realm of people. You're on the radar for a lot more people now.
Yeah, it's so amazing. You work in a profession that allows you to entertain people. That's what I love to do. And in some ways, sometimes you touch their lives in different ways, whether it's with Joy Luck Club or Mulan or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And, to be part of the Disney family was amazing already, but then add that on with the marriage of Marvel. I'm a geek girl myself. I was president of my science fiction club in high school. Yes! I played Dungeons and Dragons and, read comic books. And so to be at this, where I'm on the other side, it's pretty cool. And to be hot while I'm doing it.
Where did you feel a turning point in? There are some actors at some point, they feel like they've made it. And I know there's a quote from you on IMDb talking about how you don't ever want to be that actor who's ungrateful or not. You always want to feel like you're doing
that.
something.
I really.
Did you ever have you had that moment when you look out at all of this and you go, oh wow, this is just so surreal?
All the time. I think what's remarkable is to be given these incredible opportunities and have the chance to do what I love to do, first of all. I tell everyone, you have this one life to live, unless you believe in reincarnation, which I also do, so that's kind of hypocritical of me to say. But I only have this one at this present time. And it's really important to follow your dreams and just live out your life the way you want to. And I love coming to these cons now because a lot of people come to these events because it's what they love. It's their passion. And it makes you happy for this weekend in a way that, and I love meeting the fans. It makes me really happy, and it just makes me go gaga crazy when, the fans are so excited to meet me. Because I'm like, why? So, yes, I'm always grateful. Always grateful.
Well, and you mentioned that it's almost like you're on the inside of it. You don't think about how cool it is what you do. I mean, because it's what you do. Right. And I've had people talk to me and oh, you get to talk to celebrities, you get to do this and like go to these conventions and all that, and what you do is cool. And I think, well, yeah, I guess it is, but it's not right up the top of my head because this is the job. But
this is the coolest moment you've ever had in your entire career.
It actually
to be talking to me, right?
It actually is.
Okay.
Now, the second coolest is going to be when you come on our podcast, when we talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. every week.
You're a slave driver, Jason. Slave driver. No, it's so weird. It's almost like an out-of-body experience because when we're in the trenches working 12, 15-hour days, and there are lots of moments, though, when I look around and I see our sets that are so incredible. You don't understand. Our set designers and our set construction people are like our little elves, One day it's just an empty soundstage, and then the next day we go there and there's like the Arctic, or there's like some special, amazing underground hidden Hydra place, or whatever it is, or a cave. It's remarkable what they do, and they do it with such fine details. But we're in the trenches, we're working. And
I noticed the wardrobe crew has broadened their horizons a little bit for you because you were wearing actually a black denim shirt in the last episode.
Yeah.
As opposed to the bodysuit.
You noticed.
I did.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, because you talk about, looking around at what you're doing and all of that. We see posted on Instagram and the social media, all of you guys cutting up and taking pictures with each other and the selfies. How well do you actually get along on set?
It's all an act. We're actors. No, we love each other. Of all the years that I've worked together, and I've been very fortunate to work on a lot of great shows with amazing casts, ER, and I've made so many friends, but this particular cast and executive producers and writers, and our crew, my goodness, how much do I love them. They're all remarkable. And because we work so hard together, and sometimes we see each other more than we see our family, it's really important that we get along so well.
Do the writers tell you ahead of time anything that's coming, or you don't find out until you read the script?
They only tell me, because it's in my contract. No, they don't tell us anything at all. I always keep saying it. It's my new mantra, S.H.I.E.L.D. You think S.H.I.E.L.D. is very secretive? Well, Marvel is S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, it's just like life imitating art, art imitating life. They don't tell us anything. We have no idea. We have 2 more episodes to shoot. I'm dying to find out.
Well,
dying to find out.
Hopefully,
I hope
hopefully
I'm not
dying.
Die.
No. Although you could
Joss,
come back. It'd be
are you listening?
It'd be a comic book death. Okay. You and Clark Gregg Your characters,
Who?
obviously, Agent Coulson.
Who?
Clark?
Right. Oh, yeah.
The little guy in the back.
Oh, yeah, my buddy, my
yes,
pal,
the buddy in the
right.
back.
Yes.
May and Coulson obviously have a history, and it hasn't been entirely fleshed out in the show. Have you two sat down and gone through and made up your own backstory, or do you have something there from the writing team that says, this is how you met, this was the mission? Because we get hits and snippets.
No. We haven't. We do definitely. Coulson and May have an incredible back history, and they've worked together really during the academy. Basically, that's how they met, and they've done quite a lot of missions together. And you'll get to see some of that in the later episodes. And I know there are some Melinda fans out there, right? Some of them wanting them to hook up. I don't know why. But.
The fact that you know that shipper nickname, you guys do pay attention to social media a lot.
We do.
Yeah.
Because our fans are so social media savvy, and between the podcasts and the bloggings, and we do try to keep in touch with our fans as much as we can.
I'm going to if you guys have questions, do you want to start lining up? Because I'm just going to do about.
Are you guys scared of me? Because I see like everybody's sitting really far away. I'm not gonna hit you.
Much.
Like everybody's sitting so far away. It's so funny.
Well, the relationship with Coulson, is that going to be complicated when your ex-husband shows up here in the next few episodes? Because that's coming. Blair Underwood.
Yeah. I can't say it, and I can't tell. And but
It's just between friends.
they've all had history together. So that's all I can say. I hope I can say that.
I don't see any laser targeting sights on you yet, so I think we're okay.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Your ass, I'm gonna kick.
Oh, so sorry.
Got the leer.
All right, let's start over here.
All righty, Miss Wen. All right, so what were some of the challenges that you faced while filming the episodes, and what was the most rewarding experience about that as an actor?
Okay, the first part of the question, did everybody hear? Yeah. What was the first part? I'm on 4 hours.
I'm sorry about that. No problem. So what was the most challenging aspects of filming those episodes, and
it's always the physical stuff. Sometimes also trying to have a thread of where our character is, who knows what, who doesn't, because we don't know. So a lot of times, like for instance, when Ward became Hydra, we had no idea. The entire season we've been playing it straight, not knowing, and then boom. So that kind of stuff is interesting for an actor because we're as shell-shocked as the audience is when it comes to really finding out. But the challenging thing is definitely the physical stuff. It's a lot of work, but it's also the most fulfilling. I love my fight scenes.
And we love your fight scenes too.
Thank you.
Now we played the clip of you fighting Agent 33 with the mask, so you're fighting yourself. How complicated was that to rig? Because a lot of that
It was one of the most challenging because it was the same episode that I also had to learn ballroom dancing with Coulson. So, two very different techniques altogether, and then having to learn both sides of the fight scenes, and long hours, and changing clothes back and forth. It was a lot of fun, though. I loved it.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, kind of to expand on what Jason said earlier about backstory and things like that, I did read on the internet, and as we know, anything on the internet must be true.
All true.
That you weren't really given a backstory for Agent May, and you felt that helped add to the mystery of her character.
Yeah, I wasn't acting.
But as the series progresses,
I got paid just to be me.
Yeah, but as the series progresses, we're seeing little snippets and things like that. Have you had any input these days saying, well, I don't think May would do that, or things like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a collaborative effort, and but our writers and producers in Marvel have very keen ideas about each of the characters and the plot points and how it connects to the cinematic world of Marvel, like how our episode coincided with Captain America, the Winter Soldier, with the demise of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I do believe we have some connection of some sort. I don't know what, I wish I did, with Ultron coming up, as well as the new Captain. So it's all very interconnected.
So the two questions there that prompts, are any of you going to be in Age of Ultron?
And everyone asks that question. I can tell you, I didn't get a phone call.
That doesn't mean somebody didn't talk to you in person.
Yeah, but you know, they can always, that's true. That's a good one, Jason. How do people really talk to each other anymore?
Yeah, really.
In person?
Now, the other question, when you mentioned Winter Soldier, did any of you feel like the show was, because a lot of us out here, when the ratings were starting to kind of go down a little bit in the first half of the season, because you guys were so handcuffed by not being able to say Hydra. Yeah. Did it feel easier after that reveal, and it was all of a sudden like all of the lights are on and everybody went, oh, now I see what we're doing?
Well, with any new show, there's some growing pains, you know, while the writers figure out the characters, the actors figure out the characters and what's going on. So that's a legitimate situation that happens with any series. But with this one in particular, it was a really, really tricky situation for the writers to kind of keep it at bay and pace it out. So, and it was so great. I mean, I don't want to bore you with the schedule of ABC, you know, scheduling us 2 weeks on, 4 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 1 week off. It was insane. But somehow it's all worked out. And now, yes, it's a lot freer for us to be able to be more serialized series as opposed to a standalone series, you know, episode series.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Kansas City. Thank you for taking time out here.
Thank you.
But this question is coming from my wife, who is a jazzercise instructor, couldn't make it this morning, but she really was happy to see that you were coming here. She admires you and the other cast, and most of the other female roles are now being strong, aggressive, kick-ass kind of characters. And she says, thank you very much. She really appreciates it. And she brought you, so she got you some beads, so I
Bless
have
her.
some for
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes, of course. I collect beaded bracelets from fans. It's a good. Thank you. She'll have a cow. You got it? Is that good? Okay. Thank you. Please thank you. It's beautiful. It's like tiger eyes. Yeah, it's just, I love beaded bracelets. I love stone and wood, and so it's just a lovely way to connect with the fans and feel, and also get a gift.
Yes.
Hi, I wanted to ask, because you said everybody, like the cast and the crew, you all get along so well and are like a second family. What are some of the best pranks that have been played on set?
Pranks played on set.
Yeah, I know, we're so tired, we don't play them as much anymore. Clark had a good one last couple of weeks. He brought in a fart noise maker with a speaker, and and Chloe played along, so whenever he pushed a button, and she would just be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. I mean, like really loud ripping, like. She's like, I'm so gassy right now. So that was really funny. And then it became just a fart day all day. So yes, we're very professional. We're S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Yes.
Hi. I was curious of how you felt after the season break, like finding out that Sky was becoming
Inhuman.
We can say it now. Yeah.
Yes. Well, after the last episode, shooting the last episode, I was very relieved because I could get some sleep. That's one. And we were really, really excited because I know the fans have been asking, you know, as much as they love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and what we do, everybody is waiting for characters with superpowers. And the fact that now we have them, and one in our own family midst, it was a very exciting time. And the episodes that are coming up is really kick-ass.
Now, do you watch the episodes? Some actors, they can't watch themselves.
Don't you see me live tweeting every single Tuesday?
Well, that could be a contractual obligation there.
It is no, it's not.
But I mean, how do you feel when you're sitting there? Do you critique yourself, or can you sit back and just enjoy it as a fan? Can you separate?
It blows my mind because a lot of times, especially this year, everything has been so fragmented. You know, a lot of us are very separated as far as each storyline and what days we shoot. It's not like the first season when it was the gang of 6, like almost like the A-Team or something. We were always together. So whenever I do watch a new episode, I'm like an audience member. Because first of all, it's like 3 months ago, because we took that little hiatus break for Agent Carter. So a lot of it I don't remember, and then to be able to see it and see how everybody else were doing in all their scenes, you know, I'm like a fan too. It's weird.
Okay, I now have a mental picture in my head of Agent May driving BA's van.
Driving what?
BA's van from the A-Team.
Oh.
Yes.
First of all, I would love to say that your shoes are amazing. Like, so great. Wedges are my favorite, and those are amazing.
Thank you.
Get a little bit closer to the mic there, please.
Second, I would like to ask how satisfying it was to drive a nail into Ward's foot. Because that was one of my favorite moments.
Right? Wasn't that awesome? I mean, I'm always a DIY home improvement girl, so I knew how to work that nail gun. It was great. It was one of the most satisfying and fun fight scenes for both of us. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
And I imagine there were a lot of people at that point were ready for you to kill him. We were surprised. They were surprised that the nail didn't go in his head.
But you know what? There's a lot of female fans, and that just love Ward. They just want him to be redeemed. I don't understand.
Oh no.
I mean, he's very cute.
He's much more interesting as a villain.
He's so much more interesting as a villain.
Much better character as a villain.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, your turn.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Charla.
Hi, Charla.
Ask your question.
Hurry up.
When you heard that you were gonna be in Mulan 2, how excited were you?
Very excited because, you know, I love Mulan. I hope you do too. And I just wanted her to, you know, have another. I'm hoping maybe there might be a Mulan 3. So, it was very, very fun to see her and Shang finally hook up and get together and have another adventure.
I also have another question.
Okay, now you're taking up a lot of time, Charlotte.
Was it funny when the red dragon, I forgot his name.
Mushu.
Mushu tried to stop you?
I'm not sure if she tried to stop it.
No, her
Mushu tried to stop you.
She's on Benadryl. No.
Was that in the first one?
As a mom of 3 daughters, I just want to thank you for playing such strong female characters. Someone for our daughters to look up to, so thank you.
Thank you. Well, I have a daughter of my own, and thank you for saying that. That's lovely.
Mulan actually showed up in another show, Princess. Was it Princess?
Sophia the First.
Sophia the First, yes.
She showed up there, and then she's going to be in. Am I allowed to say this? All these secrets. Yeah. Am I allowed to say it? I'll be in Infinity 3. She'll be in Infinity 3. So that's the new game.
Now, did you watch? Yeah, they mentioned Once Upon a Time. The character showed up in Once Upon a Time series. Have you watched any of that? I think it was Jamie.
Oh yeah,
Chung?
with Jamie Chung.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't really particularly like this. The particular turning her into a lesbian. It just didn't work for me. So other than that, yeah.
I know fans were really pushing for that. Do the writers on the show now that does prompt, because a lot of these genre shows, especially, you talk about the fans being very active. Mm-hmm. There's a lot online. You know, we want these characters to get together. We want this happen. This happen. Right. Do the writers ever sit there and commiserate about how much pressure they're under to do one thing or the other, or is that just kind of kept off the books and you guys don't deal with it?
No, I mean, they hear what the fans want. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why the ballroom dancing scene happened between Coulson and May, just to kind of give a little tantalizing, like them being all sexy with each other, but they're really on mission, you know, being married to each other. So they do play on that, and they do pay attention to the fans in that way, yeah. So, and then we torture you guys with storylines that you don't want. Joking.
Hi. First, I want to say that thanks to your show, it really, my mom and I watch it together, and it really helps us bond, so that's nice. It's us having our nerd moment together.
That's crazy good.
Yeah,
You got a cool mom.
She is cool. I have to.
I'm still trying to explain to my mom in Chinese what the hell I do for a living.
I do have to explain. Sometimes I'm like, wait, that was Chitauri in the background. That was Chitauri, just so you know. Oh, that was cool. That had a thing with another thing in another movie, just so you know.
Well, that's what I love too, because even though we've gone to the 9 o'clock time slot, it's still such a family show, you know, of all ages, and it's amazing. And you realize that when you do see the fans and you see the range of, you know, of who and what. Who and what? Yes, dogs love us too.
But I also, I was wondering, because part of my question was already answered about Agent 33, the battle scene that you guys had. But I'm wondering, when you play Agent 33, how do you make her distinctive from Melinda May?
I approach it like any other character. You know, Agent 33 was brainwashed, tortured. She was a great S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, so she still maintained those skills. They didn't erase that part of her memory. But who she is and who she had to comply with, it was very, you know, altered. And so unlike Agent May, who is very opinionated, knows what she needs to do and have an agenda, Agent 33 was really like this lost puppy, this shadow of a human being trying to figure out who she is and who she's supposed to follow, and has no opinions of her own. So I take, you know, each character based on their core being. So I took a lot of myself for Agent 33.
Lost puppy?
Lost puppy. That's
now,
good.
Ward and 33 have not been in recent episodes. When are we going to see them come back?
They'll be coming back very soon.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're very pivotal to a lot of the plot lines. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hi. I think I'm one of like 5 people who actually like the Final Fantasy movie.
Like
the Final
Fantasy movie? That.
Final Fantasy?
Oh wait, there's more than 5 of us. Oh my
Spirits
gosh.
Within?
Yeah.
I think you're wrong.
I think I am wrong.
I think you're wrong.
I am, but honestly, I actually did enjoy that movie as much as like people complained about it. But did
It
you
was
have
ahead of its time.
It actually was. It actually was.
So,
I
yeah.
appreciate the fact that you're in an animated movie that was not adult, but was actually for grown-ups. But did you have any opinion on that, like as far as like the filmmaking process, or especially, you know, like some complaints that it wasn't
It's
near enough
amazing
like
when
the
you
games?
look at Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within. I played Aki Ross, for those people who don't know. I voiced the lead character. Sakaguchi-san, who invented Final Fantasy, he spent a lot of money in what at that time was the early version of CGI. I remember when they were talking about just hair and skin tone, how difficult it was to replicate that. And when you see Final Fantasy, it's almost like the birth of CGI in what it is available now for all the games and all the movies that you see. So I really attribute it to him for really forging ahead and making that a possibility for the future where computer animation can be so realistic. Yeah, so I'm very proud of that. Pioneers.
I remember when I heard that you were doing that voice. I think you were on ER at the time, and I thought, well, she's on ER. Why is she doing a genre show? But you've done a lot of genre. Street Fighter. You were the original Chun-Li. You've done a lot of voice work in animated and video game stuff. Are you drawn to any one particular genre more than anything? I mean, do you like doing
Whichever
science
pays
fiction?
the most.
When you do voice work, do you feel it's like less pressure because you can like do it in your pajamas if you want to, or is it more pressure because it's just you, just your voice in a studio?
No, it's like the best of both worlds. I don't have to deal with any other actors. I love doing voiceover work because one thing that there's no pressure is, especially when on our show, sometimes I only get 3-4 hours of sleep. You go to work at 5 in the morning and then you're on set at 7. Yes, it takes me 2 hours to get this going. It's all an illusion, people. I'm really a black woman. What's so great with voiceover work is I don't have to worry about hair and makeup. I can show up in my pajamas. I always say that the people that I envied most of all were the Simpsons, the actors who voiced the Simpsons, because not only did they get to play in that arena, but they got paid shitloads of money, excuse me for saying shit. Wow, that was the best of both worlds.
Now, we talk about crossing over into other shows, because genre actors generally tend to show up in more than one. You were in Eureka, you were in Stargate.
I know we only had a very short run of that show.
When
sad.
are we going to hear you in Star Wars Rebels?
Oh my goodness. Can somebody please call Star Wars and just get that ball rolling? That's on my bucket list forever. I want so much to be
Well, and now that
in
they're
any
making
Star Wars.
movies again.
They are. So we'll see, you
It's
can
all-
only dream and hope and
It's all part of the Disney family now.
That's right,
Yes.
it really is.
Hi. When Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. began, Phil Coulson was already kind of an established character. He'd been in a lot of the movies. Was that overwhelming to, start up with him since he already had such a big following already?
Was it intimidating
Yeah, it was
to be
intimidating,
working
yeah.
with the established Agent Coulson,
Yeah.
and now all of you are new characters coming into the Marvel?
Yeah, a little bit. Because I was such a fan of Avengers and all the Iron Man, all the movies. But Clark made it easy. I mean, he's just such a super guy. He really is. Can't say enough nice things about him. But I think I was even more intimidated, really, to work with Joss Whedon. Yeah.
How often is he on set? Does he come? Is
He was so
involved
busy
at all?
with Ultron, but he reads the scripts, he gives his notes, and so his presence is in an omnipotent kind of, as it should be.
Yes, sir.
How did you first react when you found out Wood was Hydra and Sky was an Inhuman?
Kind of like that. Yeah. Well, actually, with Ward, it was almost like, no! It was like that. It was, yeah. With Sky, it was pretty cool. That was cool.
Now it seems like May is going to be the one to kind of shepherd her a little bit more. Are we going to see a little bit more in the realm of meditation and anger control, kind of like what we saw with Bruce Banner at the end of the Hulk?
Yes, she in the last episode, she was trying to get Sky to stay calm and focused. That's part of her training Sky as an SO. It's she has definitely a lot more. It's so hard. I hate answering these questions because I sound like an idiot. Can I say that?
How
My
much can
brain
I
is
answer?
going.
Yeah.
Can I say that? No, can't. Shut up.
Well, and May and Sky have had quite a bit of an arc. You guys have developed into, where
yeah,
you started.
From where I just
And where you are
didn't like
now.
her, thought Coulson was crazy to have her on board, didn't understand, but she's like a good soldier, she follows what he has. And then to find out that, wait, she's actually working for Fury and looking over Coulson and knew all along and put the team together, it's like, what? So, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
My friends are like really huge Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. fans over there, and also a Eureka fan. But I know you mostly from ER, so I kind of wanna. I know I'm like 19, and I was really into ER.
Wow.
It's kind of odd, but
You were a baby.
I know. Yeah. I don't know, man. Those sex scenes that I don't know. It's just I think about it. It's very odd. My parents were bad, but my question is like, how was that experience for you? Like, I mean, just being with the cast, and did you know like how impactful that show really was?
Well, I had just come out to LA after Joy Luck Club, and ER was one of my first big jobs. But I didn't understand like ratings and television or anything at that time. I was more like a theater actress, and just coming out to LA to try it out. And then the ratings that it got back then was insane. I don't think any show has ever, come close to the numbers that ER used to have. But yeah, it was, again, an amazing group of actors, really, and writers, everything. Very, very privileged. I'm glad you liked the show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
My
I
daughter
miss
likes
it.
Grey's Anatomy.
It's a knockoff. It's a really
Can't win. I swear to you. Yeah.
Now, how did she
Why
feel
do we have
about
children?
you playing a villain? How did she feel about you playing a villain named after her on Eureka?
Well, there's reasons for those things,
That's okay.
I just wanted to ask, because my favorite role of yours, besides Agent May, of course, was when you returned as Mulan for Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, right, Kingdom's Hearts, yes.
Yeah, and I want to know if you had any like interesting or fun stories from doing that recording.
No, doing the recordings for games are so different than doing recordings for a movie, because a lot of times you end up just saying things like, well, hi, hey, what's up, hello, hi. Like you have to say all these different various things just for a greeting. So that's the funniest story I have. It's sometimes torture.
Well, and because the scenes jump, and you have to have all of the different variations, so there's no just one narrative
each time,
I
yeah.
bet that's a challenge.
Hi. Hi. What's up?
Since there's two of us, we're actually going to ask two questions. But my first question is, why do you think May's being a little nicer to Sky now that maybe she's Inhuman?
That May's going to be a little nicer to Sky?
Why has May started to show Sky a little bit more respect?
Because May started seeing Sky's potential. That, in the beginning she was just kind of this snarky little computer hacker. And over time she realized that, in some ways probably reminded her of when she was younger, before things happened to her and turned her into a mean, non-smiling, kick-ass girl. But I think she really saw the potential in Sky and wanted to help her to become Inhuman. No, just really wanted to help her and felt that she was part of the team and part of the family, especially. She kind of became kind of Mama May to Sky after a while.
I forgot to say this, but welcome to Kansas City.
Aw,
And,
thank you.
It's just kind of really fake to me, because it's kind of like a dream to meet a lot of actors and stuff. So, you can go.
Okay. Let's have, well, after you, then the 10-minute warning. I'll just have to throw that in there. So we'll do the speed round after this question.
So, first of all, you're one of my favorite actresses.
Oh,
and
love that.
When you were casted for Agent May, like, what were your emotions? Like, how did you feel?
Trust me, you want the real story? Okay, I was in my bathroom taking off my makeup. I got a phone call from my manager. I had just done the audition the day before, and they were all negotiating and going crazy. And I got the news that I got the part, and everything was taken care of. And I screamed so loud with happiness, my husband thought I hurt myself. He came running in going, "What happened?" I was like, "I got the job." But yeah, I was very happy. All right.
Okay, so now we're going to do lightning round. So just real quick, one after the other. Yes, sir.
Well, being a Marvel fan right now is probably one of the best things in the world because you get to watch like the things you read as a kid on screen, come to life. And so my question was, how often do you actually read the comics yourself?
These days, I barely have time to pee. But but yeah, I used to read a lot, and hopefully during the hiatus. But now I'm living it, so why bother? No, I'm just kidding.
I have beads for you as well.
Oh my God!
More beads.
What's with the guys giving me the bead? I love it. Thank you so much. I love you too. Thank you. It's awesome. All right, next.
Hey, yes.
Hi, I'm a really big fan, and I was just wondering, we've seen Sif in 2 episodes already. Are there going to be any Avengers in the upcoming episodes?
That's always been the question.
Why do you ask questions I can't answer, girl?
Well, I have another one that you probably can answer, which is, can you solve that Rubik's Cube?
Yes.
Okay.
I can.
Yes.
Hi. I just wanted to say thank you for coming to Kansas City to talk to us today. I really appreciate it. I also have some
Well, I hope
beads.
everybody's having a good time. Am I boring or am I not? You know I'd kick your asses if you said I was.
I have some beads for you too. And I have a question.
Huh?
Are there any characters that you used as inspiration for Agent May?
My mother. No. Yeah, I just a lot of women, a lot of strong, women who have been scarred. I don't know. It's a tough question, but yeah, I go through a lot of various women, and it's so funny though. I do use an inspiration from one of our camera guys, Bill, because he actually is someone who never smiles. And at first I used to go, there is no one in the world that never smiles. Bill never smiles. So and my whole entire goal, whenever I do make him smile and laugh, it makes me so happy. So, okay.
First of all, let me say I am a huge fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Thank you.
And
me too.
Which is why you're dressed as Green Arrow.
Aside from my costume, I love Marvel. Why can't I be DC and Marvel? Why not?
Because you can. You can. Absolutely.
Being the huge Marvel fan that you are, what was your reaction to Spider-Man joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, that's gonna be a big thing. Spider-Man. The deal where Marvel Studios and Sony are going to share Spider-Man.
Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Sony,
a complicated question. I don't give a.
You heard it here first.
See, here's what's going to happen. Agent May is going to get bitten by a radioactive spider, and she'll become Silk.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Take a breath.
I had that same reaction backstage.
I'm okay. If you could
You need me to slap you? Because I will.
If you could ask to have any Marvel character or villain on the S.H.I.E.L.D. show, what character would it be?
Loki. Because you know why? Wherever there's Loki, there's Thor.
Hi, I just wanted to ask, who is your favorite Marvel actor?
Besides myself? That's a hard, I mean, I love Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Of course, Chris Hemsworth, because he's Chris Hemsworth. You know, there could not be a better name for an actor like Chris Hemsworth. He's just so worthy. But yeah, okay. I like Scarlett Johansson too. Yeah. She's like so beautiful, it's maddening. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people were wondering if she was going to show up last year. There were some rumors and some hints.
I know. Yeah, but you know, Maria Hill showed up, Kobe Simothos, and of course, I mean, come on, Samuel Jackson. That was as close as I got to Star Wars, just being able to touch someone who's a Jedi.
What was your favorite episode in S.H.I.E.L.D.? Like, favorite of all
Oh,
the
wow, that's a really tough question. I love so many of them. I think only because one of my bucket lists was to play an evil twin in a way, so I loved being able to beat myself up. So that particular episode where there was the May versus May fight, you know, that one was pretty special.
Okay, 2-minute warning.
Hi there.
Hi.
I've been talking about you on my podcast for like the last 2 months.
Oh.
I interviewed Alana Huffman last month,
Uh-huh.
and she dropped some information about you, so I brought you some beads for her because I didn't know your age.
Wait, who did you talk to?
Alana Huffman.
Oh, Elena, my girlfriend. Wait, she made me these?
No. She told us how old you were, so I brought you beads for her to apologize. Because I broadcasted it immediately. Because I called her a liar because I didn't believe you because, damn girl.
See, this goes back to older, hotter. As she,
No,
so,
just
still-
hotter. Just hotter. So my question is,
Thank you.
after
thank
watching
you.
the last couple
no other
episodes,
labels needed, just hot.
just hotness, just hotness. So my question is, from watching the last few episodes, when Agent May and Mockingbird get into the fight, are you gonna win?
Oh God. Well, you know she's really tall.
Oh, just spank that ass.
But she's skinny, so I can take her down. The taller they are, the harder they fall.
That's right.
Hello.
Hello.
As a twin, it is fun to beat your twin. Just saying. She's
Cool.
over there. She's
That's
probably
cool.
giving me an evil glare. Well, how much training did you and Chloe do together to do the Agent 33 versus Sky fight?
Wait, I'm sorry.
How much training did you and Chloe do together to do the Agent 33 versus Sky fight?
How much training did you
I mean, we're both pretty athletic and quick about learning fight scenes. So that one wasn't difficult for us to do. It was a lot of fun to shoot, though. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to do 2 more questions,
Aw,
and then we're going to wrap it
sorry,
up because we're right here at the time. So go ahead, sir.
All right, so I'm a big fan
Thank
of
you.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Anyways, how much fun was it filming the Agent 33 May fight? Because one of my favorite moments was when you did the whole spin around in midair and then slam her head right on the coffee table.
That was so badass. I just love fans' reactions. Apparently, they showed it at the New York Comic-Con. They aired it, and Clark immediately texted me about the fans' reaction that they were going crazy at that moment. So it's a very satisfying moment as actors and writers and director. When we're able to make something like that happen, because we work really hard, 8 days to make one episode where literally we're like chicken with our heads cut off, trying really hard to put all this stuff together.
Me and my friend, we watched it probably 10 times over and over. We kept rewinding it. We were like, we have to keep going.
And the fact that, it was in lingerie and a silver disco sequins dress. Yeah. Okay.
All right, sir. Last question.
If you could be like a part of a different cinematic universe or TV universe, what would it be?
Star Wars. No question. No delay.
Yeah, would you play a Jedi or a bounty hunter?
I'll play the coffee delivery girl. I mean, I don't care. It would just be great to be in it.
How many episodes are left this season?
We have 2 more episodes to shoot, but 2 or 3. Let me see if I can count. Yes, 3. But we have what, at least another 10 airing.
Okay.
So.
And that's on Tuesday night, and then we have our podcast on after that, and I'm hoping we'll twist around.
Thank you, everyone, for
yes,
coming.
Thanks very much for coming. Ming-Na Wen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't answer your questions, but maybe in private. But thank you so much for coming. It was so much fun. Love you guys. No. Come on over for the signing. I'll be signing and stuff.
Yeah, sure.